they work. They are called trash because of the deeds done by a minority of men. Quite literally, they are left to wither away and perish. My brothers, no one cares for you because
I'm a man, I gotta shrug it off. Feeling shouldn't live inside the dark. Show emotion, then that mean you soft. That's the way that most of us were taught. Might as well take another sip. Grab the weed, roll another spliff. Tequila straight, I love the way it hit. Nicotine addicted to this. Little bit of everything to feel buzzed. What I gotta get to finally feel loved. I'm a simple man, I don't need much. When things going good, people pop up. Some of this shit I don't get. I give my people the best. But when I'm feeling depressed, that's when they hit me up less. I feel the ground crumbling beneath us. I ain't trying to break down in pieces. Tell me why people keep on leaving me alone with all these inner demons. Started thinking I don't want to say. Maybe I'm the only one to blame. Look at my reflection, did I change? Something happened, I don't feel the same. I'm a man, I'll be alright. Don't worry, I don't feel no pain. I'm a man, I'll be okay. I'ma make sure that we straight, yeah. I'm a man, I'll be alright. Don't worry, I don't feel no pain. I'm a man, I'll be okay. I'ma make sure that we straight, yeah. Feel like I'm missing. There's a lot of shit I gotta figure out. Alone in a room with the music loud. Anything I feel, I just write it down. I'm feeling sick to my stomach. What is my purpose? I feel like nothing. Stuck in one place, wanna start running. What is my problem? Maybe I'm bugging. Trusting the process, don't make it a burden. I put a smile to hide the real person. Man, I'm exhausted, I keep on working. Who's gonna be there with me when I'm hurting? I'm at the point where I could barely sleep. Different voices whispering to me. Warning signs people never see. I'm there for them, but they ain't here for me. Self-destruction happening within. As a man, I gotta hold it in. I guess I'ma have to play pretend. If I don't, I'll never get the win. Started thinking I don't wanna say. Maybe I'm the only one to blame. Look at my reflection, did I change? Something happened, I don't feel the same. I'm a man, I'll be alright. Don't worry, I don't feel no pain. I'm a man, I'll be okay. I'ma make sure that we straight, yeah. I'm a man, I'll be alright. Don't worry, I don't feel no pain. I'm a man, I'll be okay. I'ma make sure that we straight, yeah.
You have a great life in front of you. It's not behind you. What you did back there ain't got nothing to do with what God got for you.
I write the song with the thought that I could send it back in time to protect you from the evil that could take over your mind.
You should have broke me a long time ago. I'm unbreakable now.
Go and tell them it's my time. Came up from the bottom, had to teach myself to climb. No one gave me nothing, got that hustle hard and grind. They said I couldn't do it, proved them wrong so many times. I can't let them stop me, someone tell them it's my time. Tell them it's my time, tell them it's my time. They said I couldn't do it, proved them wrong so many times. Tell them it's my time, tell them it's my time. I can't let them stop me, someone tell them it's my time. I stayed awake for so many nights. If I don't grind, I'm not living right. Inside my mind, it's a battlefield. Coming out swinging like Iron Mike. Procrastination was my weakness for so many years. Now your boy elevated. Celebrating all the blood, sweat, and tears I put into music, I'm dedicated. They think they know me, but they got it wrong. I don't ever need a handout. At my lowest, it was only me. No more walking with my head down. I got a bone to pick with some people. It's funny how it be the ones they can feed. I want success for people around me. Some show jealousy, envy, or greed. Some of y'all need to fall back. Most of y'all need to find peace. All of that hate in your heart isn't doing you good. That shit just show that you weak. It's my time. This for the times that they didn't believe us. It's my time. I really wish that my brother could see this. It's my time. It's me and the music, there's no one between us. It's my time. Now we going up when nobody could reach us. It's my time. Came up from the bottom, had to teach myself to climb. No one gave me nothing, got that hustle hard and grind. They said I couldn't do it, proved them wrong so many times. I can't let them stop me, someone tell them it's my time. Tell them it's my time, tell them it's my time. They said I couldn't do it, proved them wrong so many times. Tell them it's my time, tell them it's my time. I can't let them stop me, someone tell them it's my time. Came up from the bottom, had to teach myself to climb. They said I couldn't do it, proved them wrong so many times.
New content, let's go. Put this down right quick. Oh shit. Not available. No. What's going on, Bungie, bro? Came back to stream. What's going on, man? Signing in. It's not letting me, bro. Oh no. Oh no. Let me see what's going on. It's still down for maintenance, bro. It is still down for maintenance, bro. Hold up. Let me. Microsoft Edge. Microsoft Edge. Let's see what's going on. Come on now, brother. Come on now, bro. We're currently investigating. Oh, November 10th, 2020. Okay, cool. So, it's down. And I started to stream. Wow. Oh, man. Wow, it's down. Stay tuned. I gotta sign in. Are you kidding me? Sign in. Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, it's down. So I don't know what to play. Oh god. Let me see if other streamers are playing it. Let me see. Let me see.
I saw people streaming it and stuff. Ridiculous. Obviously, once you see that kind of, attention on a specific combination,
I don't want to get banned for this.
what happens? Nerf every single time, man. Thanks, Walla. No.
Please don't ban me.
It's not Walla's fault. I will say this. Tommy's matchbook is really good. But dude, it literally chews off your health. You know what I mean? Like you're handicapping yourself. Maybe it is a little too much. I don't know. I just don't think it's that detrimental. Like, I don't think Tommy's matchbook Radiant Dance Machine, like, to me, it's still not as strong as when the last word was working with Radiant Dance Machine. Now that was busted.
Yeah, it was.
It's
was
broken. Oh my lord. It's really broke.
It was pretty bad. Last word with Radiant Dance Machines.
All right, number 4. Oh, here we go. Radiant Dance Machines have surged in popularity in Crucible since the rework, but the increased usage has not been unilateral. In fact, we're seeing nearly 3 times the adoption on mouse and keyboard compared to controller. After the recent issues with Lodestar's hipfire precision aim assist being significantly higher on mouse and keyboard and controller, we dug deeper into Radiant Dance Machine setup and realized that the same issue is present, albeit in a less significant amount. In 8.2.5.1, we will be normalizing the precision angle threshold bonus provided by the accuracy buff between controller and mouse and keyboard when using Radiant Dance Machines. And I've also corrected the issue in a few other places that it could appear. For example, the legacy frame intrinsic perk on each stock in BXR. This will reduce the ease of getting critical hits when hip firing on mouse and keyboard.
Video. Just a question. Have you tried
That's gotta
Profit
suck.
Shotgun? Seems to be one of
This
best
man's face.
Just curious your thoughts. Love the content as always.
You just interrupt us right now to ask
He did.
about fucking Prophet of Doom. Huh?
He did.
Who the fuck? Who just commented that? Who just did that? Where did that come from?
I don't know, bro. That's insane.
My alerts are not working right now. What the fuck happened? Who was that? The hell's wrong with my alerts?
Thank you, Light 475, bro. I appreciate you for the follow, bro. Thank you.
Gecko, thank you so much for the 5. When did tips start working for text to speech?
Destiny
That's new.
2 is
And
down
narrator
right
even
now, man.
our
I'm dying
text
to
to
play
speech in
it.
the sound.
Act 2.
It's a good shotgun though. It's a good shotgun. Yeah. All right. This reduced the ease of getting critical hits when hip firing on mouse and keyboard when
So we
compared
watching
with
some Anzi
one of these
Cross
items.
right
It
now.
should bring the effectiveness more in line with the controller. All right. Let me just ask you guys. Do you feel like mouse and keyboard with Radiant Dance Machines is the problem? Do you think? Hold on.
I don't.
Give me just a second.
I'm gonna put my opinion. I don't think it's a problem.
Hold on, chat. Hold that thought.
I just feel like
Mods, do a poll.
I feel like everybody abuses it. When something good comes out, everybody abuses it because they feel like that's the only way to go to win a match. They just abuse it. Bro. And that it's annoying. That's why me personally, I don't play PvP because of that reason. When something is busted and they use it with like if they buff a exotic gear and they use it with like a gun or whatnot and it's good, they just overly abuse it. That's why I don't play PvP. I play mainly PvE for the reasons. These are the reasons why. Cause they overuse it, and it sucks. But hey, have fun with it. I ain't complaining about. I'm sort of complaining about it, but not too much. It is what it is. You know what I mean? But it's getting out of hand. That's like the whatchamacallit. That's like the glitch with the auto rifle. Way back when. People were abusing that, putting shotgun pellets inside of an auto rifle. If you know, you know. And it did so much damage, bro. It just did so much damage, bro. So much. If you know, you know. But I feel like with this, the Radiant Dance Machines, yeah, it's just overly used. It's just too much. And people take advantage of it, which I don't blame them. I would too, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I never used it cuz I'm not a hunter main. I'm more of a warlock titan main. I juggle between both. So, I'm not a hunter main at all. But it's overly used. Radiance Dance Machines, bro. That shit is overly used. But hey, to each his own. If,
All right, chat. Do we got a poll on that? What about Boondoggle?
appeal not
Boondoggle these
approved.
nuts. Look, I mean, I like Boondoggle, but the same situation. It's like Dude, here's the issue. Whenever you have weapons that have hip fire capabilities, it's the same thing when like, and when we were comparing things with Lion Rampants, right? Same exact thing, you know.
So for those of y'all, if y'all don't know, I was streaming yesterday. Okay, I was streaming on Twitch and TikTok. So apparently, I guess I said something offensive, or one of the people in my party said something offensive, and I got banned from. I got basically striked, and I'm banned until the 17th of March, which is stupid for TikTok, but you know what I'm saying? Because that's where most of my viewers come from. They come in, they watch my content and stuff. But I got banned yesterday on some offensive something, offensive actions or something. Which it was not even me. It was probably my chat, or not my chat, but like my party, the party that I was in. I got fucking banned, bro. Like, and I'm like, why though? Like, I'm not the one who's saying it. It's the people in my party. So, with that being said, I got banned from TikTok until March 17th. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So now I can't stream until the 17th, which is cool, but it's not like I don't have other platforms to stream on. Like, I got Twitch still and YouTube, trying to upload more content to YouTube. So, yeah.
Out there, and you couldn't really. But was it? Is it?
So if you're wondering why I'm not on streaming on TikTok, it's because of that reason.
About. I'm telling you, man, y'all will look for anything, any reason for why you lost your 1v1 outside of maybe you just got shit on. You know what I mean? Like, just look, it's a humbling moment. But literally, like, how did I lose? Oh, it's the sun. The sun made me lose my one. Dude, maybe it did, maybe it didn't. I don't know. Find another angle. Just find another one. It doesn't play good. What do you mean? Oh my God, you guys would literally find anything. Like, we finally got something different, something new. We're also looking at examples of other maps having rough spots where it can be hard to see. While we can't promise immediate action or changes, we're looking to get some bugs found for future opportunities to either tune the lighting or make changes to help combat those spaces.
Would make you win your ones.
Absolutely. We're continuing to monitor various strategies and weapons within PvP, and we'll provide additional details for future tuning passes when we can. All right. So, Tommy's matchbook, Radiant Dance Machines, that's getting a nerf. Closing time, getting a nerf. Snap skating, getting killed. Radiant Dance Machines on mouse and keyboard specifically, getting a nerf. And lighting on certain maps, getting a rework. Okay.
Jesus. They nerfing it.
Solitude and Alter Flame sucks. Yeah, you know.
They are nerfing it.
I don't know, man. I just...
That's tough.
Dude, if here's the way I look at it. If there's a guy standing out... I mean, dude... What's the purpose? Dude, imagine if Lord of the Rings on the and they didn't fucking charge in from the east, huh? Imagine, I mean, dude, this is a strategy. You use the sun to your back to blind the enemy in front of you. To me, it's a strategic play.
Oh crap! What did I do? Okay.
That's a poor map design, not skill. Okay, you know what's amazing? If you have a situation where you're like, dude, there's a guy. Dude, I don't even. Why are we having this conversation? Let's Bungie, go ahead. Address the lighting. Address the lighting. You know how Bungie addresses lighting? They nuke it. You know? Everybody like playing Burnouts? Anybody miss Burning Shrine? You miss Burning Shrine? Which one's better, Burnout or Burning Shrine?
I don't know. I like Burnout.
Bro thinks outside is poor map design. Brother, fucking grass and sunlight. Poor map design. I personally like Burning Shrine more than Burnout.
Hateful,
But I gotta
like,
live in a world of Burnout because the sun was too much for us
chat.
in a video game.
Too bright.
Cross, stop defending your boss, Pete. Yeah, because Pete knows exactly. Pete knows what the fuck map we're talking about. I guarantee if one of us could call up Pete right now and be like, Pete, what are your thoughts on the lighting for Solitude? He'd be like, what game are we talking about? What? Who is this? Is this about one of my cars? You talking about my Solitude car? Yeah. I just picked it up last week. What about it? Brother. What the fuck you talking about? You talk about Skyrim? All right. Cross doesn't care what map it is because he'll just get carried. Let me just say this. Regardless of the map, regardless of the meta, regardless of the bugs, the skill of my opponents, whatever the case, we lock in the flawless every Friday. You know what I'm saying? We lock it in every Friday. And I'm not gonna lie, sometimes it is a little tougher than usual, right? Sometimes I feel like I actually got to work for it. You know what I mean? But this whole nonsense about can't go flawless, you know, for whatever various reasons, sunlight is blinding me, whatever. All I'm saying is I don't run into these issues, therefore they do not exist. Everybody's saying that Frabo carries me and DK carries me. Listen, again, I play with my friends. You know what I mean? When they call upon me, I show up. I do what I need to do. All right. Even when there's Fridays that we could be playing Warframe, you know, we still show up. We do what we need to do. Cross goes solo this weekend. Then look. Here's the thing. What do I get if I was to actually play solo this weekend and go flawless? What do I get out of this situation? Tell me. Wait. Hold on. What comes out of that situation is you guys just go, wow, I wish I got bot players to play against like that. Okay?
Jesus.
So there's bullshit reply number one. Must be streamer servers. Right? You fuckers are never happy. What do you mean? You know, so must be using a VPN. There's number three. There's number three. Must be using a VPN on them VPN in those VPN lobbies. Whatever the fuck that means.
I don't think you can
where
use
do we even VPN to?
D2.
I'm asking, like, legitimately.
Maybe.
Where do we VPN to?
But I don't use it.
Are there actually easier? What, Madagascar? What like that's easier lobbies? You would gain our respect and admiration. That's bullshit. Bull fucking shit. There is no what you think me going flawless as a solo player would gain respect and admiration in this stream? Get the fuck out of here. All right. This is getting off topic. The point is, these are changes that are going to be coming to Destiny, whether you like it or not. And I don't necessarily think any of these changes are bad. Snap skating.
I don't even know what is that.
I don't know, man.
Snap skating.
I would be fine with it if you just gave Titans Twilight Garrison. And you snap skate all you want. Closing time. I'm more curious about what are these special ammo changes. Right? Because with special ammo meter, we could keep our ammo, if I remember correctly. At least in 6v6, right? Chat, it's been a long time since y'all remember the meter we would get. As you would get kills inside of Crucible, you would accumulate progress on this meter, which would then grant you special ammo. I want to say you could hold multiple rounds of special ammo with that system outside of Trials. Trials was kind of a weird one. Checkmate, you keep on death. Gotcha. Tommy's being a little wild. You know, I will say when you know, Maverick and I went against each other. What was it, Maverick? A year ago, we 1v1. And I went in there all hunky-dory and was like, I'm gonna spank that ass. And he had Tommy's matchbook. And no lie, Tommy was wrecking me. We pulled it back, though. We won by, what was it, 10-9, Maverick, if I remember correctly? But I had to work for it, man. I had to, you know, we had to pull some shenanigans out, you know. But the thing is, though, it made me respect Tommy's matchbook. Up until that point, I did not respect Tommy. I didn't realize just how lethal it was in 1v1s. But it is, man. When that thing gets to amp, and you don't even have to fully amp it, and it's that lethal. It's impressive. And as far as Radiant Dance Machines, I don't know, man. I think this right here is probably going to be the biggest change here. It's like nerfing mouse and keyboard hip fire precision aim assist. And, you know, I don't know. Maybe that has a profound effect and pulls it back. One thing I really do love about shooting from the hip while on mouse and keyboard is the hip fire accuracy. It's nice. It is nice, guys.
I never tried it. I'm a controller main.
If Cross doesn't go solo flawless next week and he has to lead his God roll pally. Here's the thing. There's a lot of things you guys could you know, put as a contingency and a reward for yourself if I in fact do not go flawless as a solo player. But what do I get? Huh? No. What do I get? Atlas with the 21 months. Relax Sublinder. Taz Live Relentless. Clocks. How many subs would I want? Free content? Brother, we don't need free content. We're fine. We're fine. We can go play. I'm a Warframe streamer. Okay, I just play this game casually from time to time.
Cap.
We can go play fucking Soulframe and Warframe. I can, you know, old school RuneScape if we need to. Les, repost your message. No. I want something of equivalent pain. Okay. If I was to bet a God roll, I would want you guys to also bet a God roll. And we would do a raffle system where 10 of you would be selected randomly in this stream. I would then pull you into my Discord. And you will pull up your vaults. And I get to choose. I don't know, man. It's just still not enough, man. All right, how about this? How about this? I'll make a deal with you guys. Let's sweeten the pot a little more.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
I think I misspelled his name. If I go flawless
Not
solo,
the haircut.
all right, I will select 5 of you from the stream in here. And you will have to tag me on Twitter with a picture of your new haircut. Okay? All right?
What do you mean?
If I do not go flawless solo, I will get this haircut.
It
What
depends.
did I just
if
arrive
your
to?
uncle calls us today. So I don't really know, my love.
You can't get out of this shit. No. Don't be trying to bullshit.
Unless if I
Don't be
could call
trying to
Casey, she
Photoshop.
could take me to go pick up Jay.
I will.
That's if she's not busy today.
Matter of fact, this was supposed to be a sub goal. We were going to have a sub goal in the next month to 2 months or something like that. We were going to have a number of sub goals ramping into the Frontier update whenever that's supposed to roll around. But this was going to be a sub goal. But I think this is way better.
But Cross, I'm black. My hair doesn't do that.
Ain't no way, bro.
I saw Static. We would have to figure something out. We would work something out.
Why did I just join the stream and I see my picture of Kim Jong-un? What is going on? What did I miss?
All right, so that's the deal. We go flawless solo. If we succeed, 5 of you have to get this fucking haircut, or something close to it. Okay.
Nah, that's wild.
If he brushes his hair backwards, Cross already has the cut. Nah, this is some. Look at the real estate between his ear and. I mean, it's.
Nah, that's bad. That's
desert,
bad, bro.
And then boom, you know what I mean?
It's bad, bro.
Boom.
It's bad.
You know,
bad.
I'm just saying.
That's pretty bad, bro.
It's a wild haircut, you know. We'll see if we can pull it off, or see if you guys can pull it off. God, that would be fantastic. So that's what I want. That's exactly what I want. All right, let's watch some lore videos. Bive, tell us what we need to know. Where's Bive's channel?
That's pretty bad, bro.
Hold on.
That's actually insane.
Chat, what video should we watch? We've got Oryx's Piss. Oh,
Huh?
That was probably pretty good. Yeah, let's do Oryx's Piss. Or should we do Destiny 2 lore, Oryx, Xivu, and the Court of Blades? Let's do Act 2 reveal lore. Yeah, let's do this one. And then we'll do the whispers.
Then you watched it, bro. What are you doing?
Sound good? Act 2 reveal? Okay. Slowing after works? Yeah.
Greetings, Guardians. My name is Bife here. So, we just had the Heresy Act 2 reveal stream, and I think it's fair to say it was actually pretty well received. But I wanted to talk about a few story details for those of you who are interested. Right off the bat, first things first, we have to talk about...
Reset is in 1 hour and 35 minutes, guys. Time changed. So we're back to 1 o'clock reset time, Eastern.
Oh
the Court of
my
Blades.
1 o'clock reset time,
This is an activity
bro.
that is intimately connected to
That's
the 3
insane.
major hive gods, and it takes
There's no
place in
way.
the Court of Oryx. And narratively, well, it's got some interesting stuff going on with it. In relation to each of the hive gods, there is something kind of going on with each of them. I think Savathun is the exception, but let's explain all of this. Oryx is using the Court of Blades as an opportunity to test you. He wants to make sure that his knife is as sharp as possible, and at the end of Act 1, as the Echo of Navigation, he notes that you are basically his successor, and so this is all just an attempt to make sure that you are worthy of his legacy. It makes sense. The Echo of Oryx wants to make sure that you are a lethal killer, just like he was. He wants you to, as he might say, bring extinction to his enemies. So that's the intent of Oryx within the Court of Blades. Xivu Arath, on the other hand, is still looking for an opportunity for Oryx to return, and is hellbent on killing you. Her objective is to make sure that one of her greater hive champions is the one that kills you in particular. By doing so, they will then be the ones that mantle the Taken King, and that would seemingly bring about the return of Oryx truly. Or at least, you'd think. I think Xivu Arath is still coping, and honestly has been trying to deal with the death of her brother for a long time. I don't think this is going to work out, but don't tell Xivu that. It may be one of the only things that's keeping her going. She is still going to try and kill you nonetheless. It's just, man, I really don't think this plan works. I don't think it's going to be anywhere near close to what happened in the Books of Sorrow, where Xivu and Savathun got resurrected themselves. It's not the same. Savathun, by the way, is also kind of involved in this, and I say kind of because, well, her involvement is basically just choosing to ignore the entire thing. She's of the opinion that the Hive no longer need to be tied to the sword logic and its rules. In Dual Destiny, she deliberately makes the point of saying that she's trying to ascend beyond those rules. To her, the entire thing is just basically a massive waste of time and energy. Inevitably, this means that she'll be in a position where she bides her time and waits to enact her own plans. I think she'd happily scoop her family out of their tendencies and beliefs if she could, but only if it truly benefits her own agenda, which, make no mistake, she definitely has one. We're just not sure what it is yet. I stated that the Court of Blades is going to be the place where all of this drama really unfolds, and whilst that's kind of true, it's kind of reductive, because people might sit there and think of the Court of Blades and think that it's just the Court of Oryx. But I need to state that that's not entirely true. The Court of Oryx has a portal that usually takes you deeper into Oryx's throne world, but this portal now expands into other places, and these are the real avenues by which you'll be fighting in the Court of Blades. It is more than just the Court of Oryx area. The Echo of Navigation is pulling energy from the places of incredible paracausal power throughout the system, and it's in those areas that you'll be fighting. In particular, there are 3 that we know of so far. The first is one of the places near where supposedly we acquired stasis for the first time on Europa, an area of great darkness. Another is the arena at the end of the Barrow Dyad quest on the Dreadnought. And the final one is a place we saw, and which is called the Remnant of Silver, I believe. And it's actually within the Ascendant Plane, and in particular, it's Io.
Luke, are you in here right now?
Which, remember, ever since the Witness abducted it, it's been trapped in there. So yeah, this is the first time we've seen it for a while, and as you'd expect, covered in Taken Blights, completely corrupted. Still holds a lot of its same form, but it's twisted. So that's what we'll be looking at for the Court of Blades, but that's only part of the kind of narrative stuff that got revealed to us in the stream. Apparently, this act we're also going to start hearing whispers from within the Dreadnought that originate from beyond. We're not sure where these whispers come from explicitly. There is a chance that it's Eris, there's a chance that it's not.
How much longer to reset? 1 hour, 30 minutes, guys.
I'll talk more about her in a moment. In this act, we'll be pushing beyond the veil and figuring out more about what those whispers mean. We'll be following them. My gut tells me that there's a few possibilities. The first of which, of course, is that these whispers are basically just a hint to the idea that Eris Morn is indeed still alive and is in her throne world. Again, we'll talk more about that in a second.
Of course she's
However,
alive,
there are
bro.
also 2 further possibilities.
She just went to a throne
Either
world.
this is the
See,
Echo of
the first
Navigation,
freaking act,
aka
bro.
Oryx, and his returned form, tempting
Everybody
us
was
to
like,
take on
"Oh,
more
Eris
Taken power and
died." No,
trying
she's
to
not.
pull us on a different
She's not
path
dead.
from the one Sloan has taught us, tempting
She's
us
not.
to take on more. Either this is the Echo of Navigation, aka
It's basically,
Oryx,
if
and
you come to think about it, it's basically like.
So it says voice of Zivu Arath,
It's basically like the real Hive, like
but that's
Oryx,
not actually Zivu though. Okay.
Arath, and Savathu.
Dude,
Like, so if
kinda-
they die,
like,
they
we've
go back
seen
to their
some
throne
images
room,
of her.
and they
his
gotta
returned form, tempting
regain
us
their
to take
strength.
on more Taken power and
So she's
trying
just
to
gonna
pull us on
regain
a
her
different
strength
path
in her
from
own
the one Sloan has
throne
taught
world,
us.
and she's
Alternatively,
Gucci after that.
Turn off
So-
captions. Do you guys want captions off or on?
So after that, she Gucci. She gonna come back, probably better than ever. Let's see.
Somebody do a poll.
I think it might be something to do with the winnower. And that's really important, I think, because, well, I think one of these is a fundamentally bigger moving part than the other. So let's go ahead and talk about that. As far as the Echo of Navigation is concerned, in a certain sense, we can really just ignore it if we wanted. Like, yes, there are still aversion anchors flying out from the Dreadnought, and that's forcing us to be aware of what's happening. But the Echo of Navigation can kind of be rejected just like Oryx was. Sure, if we need to take steps down that path to gain power, we can, but when we killed the Taken King, we refused to take up all of his power, and we refused to enact his will, and become the new Taken King in his place. We could still do that again, I think. The Echo does not have a hold over us. Even the memory of Oryx doesn't have a hold over us. But the Winnower is an entirely different story, and if that is the origin point of these whispers, and if it is drawing us on a different path, and if it is asking us to use Taken Power, that is an entirely different game. I'd definitely want us to take a look at that more closely when we get the chance, because I think it's kind of the most important part to all of this. The Winnower represents something even more primal, It represents the origin of Oryx's ability to use taken power. And ultimately, I think it wants us to take up this power. It wants us to force it upon reality. And if it is something that we're going to be interacting with, it is worth remembering that is way more powerful than anything we've ever faced. This would kind of be unprecedented because in an episode, we would be interacting with something more powerful than the Witness. So, yeah, scary stuff. We'd be dealing with the source of Oryx's power directly. So nothing to really shake a stick at there. Here's the thing though, it's kind of tough to confirm that that is actually going to be what we're talking with in this particular part of the episode. Outside of the Tablet of Ruin, explicit namings of the Winnower have been very narrow, and I have a horrible feeling somewhere in this I have mixed up the Winnower and the Witness, and I hope you guys understand that. God, why did it have to be two things beginning with W-I? Anyway, I still wonder if the Winnower or the Echo of Navigation is the one that's really behind all of this, right? Because again, the Winnower has not been named a whole bunch outside of the tablet, but there have been hints. The Echo of Navigation could have been the one at the heart of the Barrow Dyad quest, for example. But it also might have actually just not been. You know, there's a bunch of things that we don't understand, and it leaves a bunch of looming questions. There is a shadow of greater possibility that still looms large over this episode, and I don't think they would have gotten into it within Act 1, but it's very interesting to see where it is, given that Heresy is meant to be this jumping off point from the Light and Dark saga, and a place where we can sort of move on to what comes next with Frontiers and Apollo. Moving on though, we also need to talk just a little bit about Eris. Remember that in the first few moments of Act 1 and in that first mission, we saw what was meant to be her death and her resurrection into a presumed throne world. Also, Nico Stevens, how dare you describe her as a shish kebab hunter? Rude. Anyway, this moment was a seriously important one for Eris's story for obvious reasons. It represents an ascension beyond what she was before as merely Crota's Bane and a guardian who had lost her light. This represents a degree of control over Hive Man.
Dude, really? Is that really the thing? That Death Worm? What the fuck did I just read?
Magic and sword logic that I don't think we realized Eris had achieved. Even as a Hive God of Vengeance, this was not a height that we'd explicitly seen her take. And now that she has a throne world, it
the emblem doesn't start dropping until reset, guys.
Also means that she has a degree of invincibility, as long as she isn't killed in there too. Anyway, the point of all this is to say that Eris's story is still very much unwritten, but it doesn't mean that bits and pieces in the lore haven't already moved forward. I mean, people in the lore already had a funeral for Eris, with figures such as Queen Mara Sov present for the occasion. Understanding what's actually happened with Eris and getting her back is going to be an important part of the episode generally. But at the start of this act,
what if we don't get her back?
Could be. Could be.
Stay in her throne.
Will she come back? I think so. Will the Drifter return? I don't know. But ultimately, it's one of those moments where I think his fate is inevitably tied to hers. We also got to see that the Sunless Cell strike from the Taken King, which is an absolute classic, by the way, is going to be returning in Act 3 of this season. But we did learn that the one we're fighting...
That's the enemies. By the way, we already did a review on the bow. It was actually already dropping for some folks.
Within the Sunless Cell is not going to be Alak-Hul. This is a redux, not a complete remaster, so yeah, don't expect to be fighting the same person here. And this does make a degree of sense. After all, Alak-Hul was risen as a Lucent Hive, and was taken by Savathun into her throne world, where now he guards the Temple of Navigation that is dedicated to Oryx. A bit of grim irony there for those of you who know Alak-Hul's story. Might be worth a lore video, don't know. Either way, there is going to be a new Darkblade within that hanging crypt, where we ultimately faced Alak-Hul for the first time, and I swear to God, if Kel'Garath has somehow become untaken, got his Darkblade authority back, and has only been thrown into jail for the attempt and is now actually the strike boss, I am going to throw hands. I've never done a solo GM before, but I will solo the Sunless Cell if he's the boss. By the way, if you are a dirty little data mining leaker and you're posting the boss in there in the comments, please go ahead and unplug your router before you do that. There were people trying to tell me on Twitter whether Kel'Garath was or wasn't the boss, and some of you were trying to back it up with leaks. You know what? No, mini rant here. I am going to that because you saw something on Twitter and it's a cool thing about what's happening next in the story, you do not need to post that in my comments. So please, don't do that. I already saw some idea of what the Court of Blades might be way before I was meant to, thanks to some idiots putting comments on previous videos. So I'm just going to go ahead and say this again for all of you. Nobody in this community who is interested in the lore and the story as it unfolds wants that. I know that there.
Well, I gotta do. I do have to ask, like, data mining for the sake of. All right.
Yeah, he is.
I just don't understand it in general. But like data mining for the sake of like maybe you want to see like when the next exotic weapon or what the next exotic weapon is. But the spoiling of like story and lore is like, no, that's something that, because you like, it's not that you're, it's like, well, wait, you're gonna find out anyways. It's like, but we're not finding out in the way, it's not rolling out in the way that we should be finding out, you know. Instead we're getting it in like a comment or somebody tagging us on Twitter or some shit, you know what I mean?
There is a massive leaks community that loves to data mine all the audio files and grab all the cutscenes, and frankly, piss off. Get out of my comments section. There is a sizable portion of my audience, myself included, that wants to hear nothing about that. If I end up hearing a spoiler, I have to then play Guardian for that nonsense and try and keep it as far away from my audience as I can.
Weapon laser,
I do not want spoilers for the expansions. Stop posting it here. I don't care if you think it makes you look cool because you have inside information. You just look like a dick. Don't do it. Apologies, rant's over, but hopefully that's common sense that all of you guys can understand. Anyway, as far as other story details are concerned, there is some other weird stuff that got announced. On the gameplay front of things, I'm really excited about this because this is the Rite of the Nine. It's something that's coming at the end of Act 3, and it's basically like a mini dungeon version of Pantheon, which, as a Godslayer, I have to say, I'm very much looking forward to. There's also going to be a title with that, so you can expect that I'll be chasing that when the time comes. All of that being said, the Rite of the Nine is also going to bring back some interesting elements of the Nine's story, including the Emissary of the Nine, aka Orin, and the Third Spire area, which we haven't seen since Destiny 2 Year 1, when Trials of the Nine was a thing. The Rite of the Nine is going to be interesting on the gameplay side of things because of all the additions that it includes, but also I think that it's very interesting purely on the basis that the Nine are one of the last big mysteries, one of the last true unknowns in Destiny.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, we know that there are indeed 9 of them, and we know that describing them is hard. They're kind of like sentient dark matter, but they're sort of not. The oldest texts of the Nine describe them as being so large that they fit down the Jupiter Ganymede flux tubes or some nonsense like that. They're described as being infinitesimally small and yet also the size of planets. It's kind of hard to understand what they are, so anything that gives us a closer understanding of the Nine is very much welcome and relevant. There's a lot of interesting stuff for us to unpack about them, so anything we do learn about them is, well, it's precious stuff. I don't think we're exactly going to be deep diving into that within, say, Rite of the Nine. It doesn't feel like it's the right size for that, but I'd be weirded out if there wasn't at least a little bit of extra stuff here and there when it comes to the Nine and their lore. After all, I think that after the massive confrontation with the Witness, there's definitely something they would have to say about that, because, I mean, who doesn't? Anyway, all of that is to say that is mostly what we saw with regards to things that affect the narrative in Act 2 and a little bit of Act 3 for Heresy going forward. If you enjoyed that, go ahead and leave a like and let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Quick little note before I sign off, nothing Destiny related, so if you're not interested in just a little bit of rambling, go ahead and just leave the video, that's fine. However, for those of you who are interested to know, yes, the bug has bit me. I am Hunter rank 40, and I'm thinking of making a couple of
grinding, brother.
Just one that talks about the general state of the game's narrative in Wilds compared to World. And I wanted to also talk about, well, I mean, the final boss, because, I mean, no spoilers, but if you know, you know. All of this is just based on the fact that I've been loving the game, and also I'm incredibly impressed by the effort that Capcom has put into the narrative. I may not necessarily be having the greatest fun when it comes to the multiplayer and the fact that it's very hard to help my friends through the campaign, but I mean,
but my money's going
there's
to Assassin's
just so
Creed
much
Shadows.
cool stuff within that game that I really think is worth pointing out, and even if it doesn't necessarily hold up to what people would consider, say, the The Witcher,
like the
or
game, the
some
way it
massive
looks and
story
shit, and
RPG that
gameplay
is of similar
that I've
quality
seen.
like Baldur's Gate 3,
But my
I still
money's
think
going
that
to
for a
Assassin's
Monster
Creed
Hunter game,
Shadows.
it does a lot of stuff right, whilst also keeping true to the
I
tenets of
need
what
it.
makes a Monster Hunter story a Monster Hunter story.
Need
So yeah,
it.
whole video on that coming out soon. Anyway, if you're interested in that, or more Destiny content, or other stuff
Chat,
from
please drop
universes
some
near
love
and
over
far,
on Vive.
go ahead.
Let's go ahead and also look at this video right here.
Might as well, because Destiny 2 is still not up.
Mods, can we get some copy pastas in here right now of that video?
Greetings, Guardians. My name is Bife here. In our expansive campaign against the Dreadnought, we've not been the only ones to take the fight to the enemy. Few have been as fierce to our opposition or as vital to our own efforts against the Dreadnought as Sloane. Her place within this new offensive against the Hive was cemented thanks to her time of exile on Saturn's moon of Titan. While the moon was captured within the Ascendant Plane, thanks to the actions of the Witness, she was the lone guardian who remained behind to defend it and fight off the forces of Zivor Wrath that were stationed there.
No lie, yes, and for lore reasons, made perfect sense. I just thought Bungie was just trying to save money on VAs. But two things could be right at once.
Over the years that she spent on Titan, she would eventually have an unfortunate encounter with Zivor Wrath, and though she would manage to escape, she was forever scarred by the events. But this scar was not a physical thing that might heal over time. Instead, it was a wound born of Taken corruption that would slowly eat away at the Deputy Commander. But this wound was not without its advantages, and it granted Sloane a unique degree of insight. Sloane's deeper connection to the Taken, being the only Guardian to have become Taken and the first to learn how to control such a power, has given us a chance to stop the Dreadnought's eversion anchors before they abduct more planets. For this reason alone, the Deputy Commander is one of the most important allies that we have in this war, and that's before we even discuss everything else that she's doing to assist us. But not everything is right with Sloane. Sloane's resolve is unbroken, but she's been forced to interact with a power beyond what any of us have faced, even beyond the Witness. That Taken power that she interacted with has tested her before, but even with Zivor Wrath being weakened, Sloane still has to deal with something else, whispering in the background. Whispers from the deep. So today, we're going to dive into Sloane's story with the Taken, and we're going to talk about the influence behind the Taken affliction that she will now bear, potentially for the rest of her life.
Damn.
So when it comes to Deputy Commander Sloane, I think we have a few sources for her actual experience with Taken energy and the influences behind it. I'm not going to go over the time when she was corrupted by this Taken power, because all of that's from back in the Season of the Deep, and there's plenty of video stuff covering all of that. I think you can check my coverage from back then if you are interested. Today, I wanted to check in on the more contemporary stuff, and in particular, I think there are 3 or so sources that we can really pull from to examine this more closely. The first of them is from a missing voice line that we would otherwise have gotten from Sloane in orbit. It still shows up as subtitles. Sloane says a lot here about your first steps on the path of resolve that she is guiding you down and that she also has walked. That path has allowed her to control the Taken energy within her. But the thing is that she mentions the deep here directly. It's not voiced in-game due to the ongoing SAG-AFTRA strike, so I'll be reading it for you directly. You've taken your first steps into a very deep well. The Dreadnought isn't going to hold back, and as long as it can use those anchors like weapons, neither can we. Lots of things push a person to seek out being taken. Loss, weakness, power, revenge. It's important to remember that the promises the deep makes you are just bad deals. Don't let yourself get wrapped up in them. Control and resolve. Stick to the plan, and we'll all see this through. I've got Drifter doing anchor recon. If he turns anything up, I'll give you a call. Until then, keep squeezing. So, it seems a little bit odd, because this is kind of a line that's honestly very passive, even though it's presented to a lot of people in orbit. It's weird because, well, this is a huge admission. Not only do we get the admission that Sloane knows that there is a voice within the deep, which is spelled with a capital D and is therefore a proper noun, aka a person or a place, but we also get the admission that the deep is making offers to those that become taken, and that voice is the one behind them. Sloane obviously knows this because she can hear that voice and is tapped into the same taken power that all the other taken are bound to. This on its own seems like a bit of a massive point that sort of goes under the radar a little. I mean, Sloane is basically admitting that the Taken are bound by a voice beyond their comprehension, and that it talks to all of them, offering them what they want. This makes me consider an interesting possibility that I think has kind of been stated a bunch, but is kind of left back in the old lore for people to consider. And that's that the old Taken King Grimoire cards for the individual Taken are not from the perspective of Oryx, but again, are from the perspective instead of the one who is inevitably behind that voice in the deep, the Winnower. And again, this all seems to make a lot more sense. There's so much talk nowadays about taking up a knife and becoming sharp, and you'll see more of that as time goes on and as we read more of the lore today. The Winnower clearly feels like it's there. It's got those kind of grubby fingerprints that you can sort of always tell. It's indelibly there. It leaves its mark. And yes, we've never truly had that little bit confirmed that it is the Winnower talking in the Taken King Grimoire cards for the individual Taken. It could still be an intermediary force instead that's under the Winnower's control. But then again, the Tablets of Ruin from this season give us further context and show us something else too. Namely, it confirms as fact that Oryx's meeting with the Deep in the Books of Sorrow, verse 4.2, was actually a meeting with the Winnower, given that the quote in the flavor text is from that verse verbatim, verse 4.2, majestic, majestic. So it seems pretty conclusive. Sloane and the other Taken can hear the voice of the Winnower, the voice that both Sloane and Oryx describe as the Deep, which the game confirms is the Winnower. They can hear the offers that the Winnower is making, and Sloane has been actively pushing through all of that as time goes on. So just recontextualize that for a second, because in those moments where she was being completely assaulted by the warmongering will of Xivu Arath on Titan, where she nearly killed Zavala, she wasn't just trying to hold back Xivu Arath, she was also trying to hold back the Winnower and all the offers that it was giving quietly. We have no idea whether this is something that has affected her long term, but we do get some further notes on it a little bit later. This is why we have to consider some of the other lore that's cropped up in Heresy that's related to Sloane's story, and it's here that we can talk about further sources for all of this. One is the lore tab of the Adamantite, and the other is the lore tab of the Apostate's Blade Helm. Of course, I say helm, it's different according to each class. The lore tab is the same on all three. Adamantite is more about the nature of the Taken as compared to Sloane, and it talks a lot about the innate hunger of the Taken that she uses her resolve to fight off. The Apostate's Blade Helmet, on the other hand, is much more about Sloane's own recognition that the tempting voice of the Winnower in the background, or the Deep as she calls it, is still trying to reel her in.
Look at that, look at that. There is a knife for you. Go read that?
Save that one for last. Here's what we learn from the Adamantite. Inflexibility is its own virtue. Sloane. Surrounded. They hate her, but it's an empty hate, driven by an instinctual quantum state. She knows because that hate is a part of her too. She approaches them head-on, presenting as wide of a target as she can, her pauldrons shining in a sea of undulating mouths. The nearest takes the bait, unable to ignore its hunger. That hunger is a part of her
Thank
too.
you, Natalia.
She empathizes as she turns slightly, and a dark, barbed appendage flicks past her cheek,
Thank you for the follow.
causing sparks to chime off her armored shoulder. The Taken thrall can't recover before her Roderick C tears its approximation of a leg to pieces, dropping its writhing skull directly in line with her muzzle.
I'm alright.
Its death wail
Which cheek?
echoes in tandem with her sidearm, while its hunger for her lingers as its body shreds away at an atomic level. The shadows around her are equally starved. She knows because she's starved too. Unlike them, she controls it. For every shadow around her, beckoning her to join them, her muzzle cracks. She slips, she ducks, and everywhere she sees an opening, her will hardens. She throws her bones, wrapped in unrelenting plasteel, into the fray. She puts bullets into conjured brainstems, facts dispersing feelings.
Sure.
Resolve got
I'll
Sloane through Titan. Resolve will get her and everyone still alive through this. It's too late for Eris. It might be too late for Drifter. Run off for the last time to who knows where. In the bowels of this living beast of a ship. She turns slowly, looking for targets. Detecting no sentient shadows, she keys a switch on her armored gauntlet. Landing zone is clear. Keep the Dreadnought patrols coming. We'll take it inch by inch if we have to.
I like Sloane. I think
So
she's a beast.
Sloane is constantly feeling the same hunger as all the other Taken.
Sure.
The hunger
I'll
that
send you a
leads them
friend
to...
request right now.
I feel like she has no patience for Drifter either. I bet she's probably like, dude, yeah, your girlfriend got killed. But really? You're bitching out right now? You know what I'm saying? Cheesy with the 10 gifted souls. Cheesy, thank you so much for the 10. Chat, please drop some love and eggplants.
Surrender to the Winnower's offering. The difference between these Taken and Sloane is partly due to Asa shielding Sloane, which we'll get to in a bit. It's something mentioned in the next lore tab we're reading. But it's more than just that, because other Taken entities aren't just abducted, not all the time. There isn't always a fight against the will of the Winnower. In some cases, they allow themselves to be taken and give in to the Winnower's offering willingly, on account of the fact that they are enticed by what it has to offer, and that they don't have the absolutely titanic concentrated willpower of one of Earth's greatest guardians. And for that matter, another little small side note, can we please get Sloane a better weapon? Like, I know she has her old Crown Splitter sword, which is now in her possession, but that is a Roderick C she's using, a weapon I'm sure some of you have vague memories of because you've dismantled a bunch of them. You know why? Because it's a blue sidearm.
Dude, she needs better armor, another paint job, you know, and I'm coming from, and of course better weapons. Crown Spitter though, I gotta say she's a real one. You know what I'm coming from? Dude, what if there's like we have all these lore entries of Sloane being an absolute badass. She's literally able to control how taken she is, you know, obviously with the help of Asa. But like, what if there's a future expansion where we do finally come into contact with the Winnower, and like the moment the Winnower like walks into the presence of Sloane, he immediately just takes her, and like Sloane is just she's gone.
These are actually cool.
You know what I mean? What a tone setter. That would be such a tone setter for me. J Rockets with the 5 with the subs. Thank you so much. I'd take Sloane. You would.
Yeah, someone throw her an old duty bound, or maybe just a different sidearm, a Boudica C if she wants Haka weapons that at least have a second perk. Give her a legendary. I mean, hell, get her a rocket sidearm. Give Sloane nice things, Banshee. God damn it. Jokes aside, Sloane's a pillar of strength here for being able to stave off that hunger in the same way that she has for so long. She's been doing this for years, and only came close to breaking a single time when pressed by the will of Xivu
Yeah, it's
Arath,
pretty cool.
which was bearing down on her
like
at the end of the Season of the Deep. But she was able to quickly step back with the assistance of friends. But just as Sloane has plenty of resolve...
Yo, is that a fish? With the 20 gifted souls! Yo, is that a fish? Thank you so much for the 20. Chat! For the love of God, I need to see some eggplants in this stream, man.
She also has plenty of wisdom, and she knows that this is a pattern that cannot last forever, because it is a pattern of attrition. We learn as much from the other lore tab that I mentioned, the Apostate's Blade Helm.
Ooh.
There is a knife for you. To be taken is to yield. Sloane hears it. That refrain that haunted her in Titan's depths. Take. Live. And quieter behind it, something that stirs. A whispered offering. There is a knife. That part is newer, and it troubles Sloane. A bond with Arsa insulates, protects. There can be no claim on her by force, but that says nothing of Sloane's own will. No material yet exists that cannot be worn down in time. Oceans, whether methane or water, break rock into sand. Any yielding is akin to ceding entirely. Sloane cordons off any sense of that nagging offer. She will have no risk of slipping. She will know perfectly where she ends, where the taken begins. There is no room for doubt. She thinks in her meditation of Eris. Eris who went down into the pit. Eris who came back changed. Eris, hive enough to stand as god of vengeance. Does Eris have such a delineation? Does Eris say, here is the hive and here is Eris Morn, and never the two shall meet? No, she cannot. Or that new hive god made chitinous from her flesh would have been someone else. Sloane imagines, what if she did the same? What if she took into her hands a grievous knife and said, Sloane is the one who holds the knife. Sloane is the knife. She is sharp, sharper and alight with the sterile flame of the taken. It is not the same. Sloane knows it, heart deep, bone deep. She cannot put that knife down once she has taken it up. Not like Eris and the hive. What is taken is not given back. No, it cannot be the same.
All
So
right.
there's an interesting note here. I think this makes reference potentially to both the winnower and the echo of navigation, given that it talks about the newer part to those quiet offerings made in the deep, those things she had to endure while she was on Titan. The initial offer is merely take, live, which I believe is the voice of the winnower itself, and that newer voice saying take up the knife, I think might be further reinforcement from the echo of navigation, something like Oryx's remnant spirit, repeating the old lines that he would have made when he made his proclamations to each individual that would have been one of his taken. But regardless, this power comes from the same source, and Sloane here is facing up against a grim reality. The reality that no matter how much she holds off, the offer from the whispering voice of the
Oh man. I'll be right back.
only needs to give in one time and pick up the knife being offered to her. When she does, she knows she will never be able to return. The voice has been whispering to her.
I'm gonna by the way, reset is in 1 hour, guys. Hold on. Timer. Countdown. Where is... Let's see if I can do this for you guys. That way people know what's going on. Oh, shit. Okay, no. That should be good. We're like a few seconds ahead. All right. That good? And that's the timer for when reset is.
Her since Titan, and she's only truly completely.
Wait. Yeah, no. Reset should be at 1 o'clock. Unless Bungie's like, I would love it if they still kept it at 12.
insulated from the worst effects of being taken because she is protected by Arsa, something which again is revealed in this passage. Without that protection, she would be in a lot of trouble by the looks of things. But that is to say nothing about the prior mention of temptation. Arsa is essentially stopping the Winnower or any other who might attempt to take Sloane from using the metaphorical stick to control and abduct her. Instead, those forces are only able to push for control using the metaphorical carrot instead. But that carrot has been offered for years, and I think more importantly, is being offered by the equivalent of a god. A mostly quiet god who passively is willing to look and wait and sit back as the world unfolds according to its plans, but a god nonetheless, and not some god of the hive that is merely a powerful paracausal being. This may be an individual closer to godhood than even the witness, an individual on par with the traveler at last, an individual who was there before time itself began, at least if we're to believe its own accounts. There is only so much Sloane can truly do to hold off that kind of power for so long, and all the while there is an offer in the background that acts as a sort of forbidden get-out-of-jail-free card. If ever she needs more power, if she is ever pressed to the point of breaking, if she ever finds herself unable to save those she needs to protect, the offer is always there. And if in one of those moments Sloane falls and gives in momentarily to temptation, allowing her resolve to falter, then she will fall in the same manner that so many taken have fallen before her. Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken.
I am back.
And so we should be aware.
I like it.
As we reach into this power,
when can I
we
sign
may have
up?
to go down the same journey. Sloane is unquestionably strong, and I don't think she'll be worn down anytime soon. But we need to be aware that even if it takes
give me the juice.
Centuries,
put the taken juice
Sloane
in my
is
veins.
a ticking time bomb. And above all, we absolutely need to protect Arsa. If Arsa is destroyed, if she dies, even if she is significantly weakened, then the Winnower might be able to apply that more forceful method of abduction. It's worth remembering that in that moment where Arsa was nearly taken by Zivur Wrath at the end of the Season of the Deep, Sloane could feel that moment of her power waning. It was in that moment, just after the ritual was broken, that Sloane herself was possessed by Zivur Wrath. Arsa is her weak link. If we want to protect Sloane, we need to protect the Leviathan of Titan. But it does lead us to another interesting question, which I mentioned a little earlier. If Sloane is being protected from abduction by forceful means by Arsa, then what's protecting us? If it is the Echo of Navigation that would potentially be engaging in the act of taking, then it seems as though this is something where the Echo itself is holding off purely for the sake of preserving Oryx's legacy. After all, if we are to take that power of the Taken, we eventually might also step forth into the deep and mantle it, and therefore we would not be taken, we would be the one to control it.
Right.
But what if it is the Winnower instead? Why has it not simply chosen to abduct us? I suppose perhaps it's because we have an interesting, somewhat personal rapport with the Winnower, given that it keeps reaching on out to us. That alone might not be it, though. I can't shake the sense that we're engaging with this power purely because it is allowing itself to be engaged with. And my further question is, what happens when we go down this path and allow it to get its claws into us? There is a lot we have yet to see. Ultimately, I think it comes down to this. Beware the whispers, and beware what they offer. That's all from me for now, though. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, go ahead and leave a like, and leave your own thoughts down below in the comments section.
All right, guys. Well, here's the thing. You know, we've got the Winnower around here. He's somewhere. He's chilling, and they're trying to convince us. I don't know, man. I also believe, like, there's just the Winnower is not in a rush. We don't even know what the Winnower really is. And what's the game that the winner is playing? Is there even a game? Witness these nuts. Like Witness came out and was like, yo, this is me. I'm coming for that ass. So we had clear line of sight of who the big bad is. Winner. Not really, man. You know?
He's playing like peekaboo. He's playing peekaboo with us.
Imagine if, so like, think about this. Salvation's Edge, we defeat the Witness, right? And then we kill the Witness. And then we have the Excision mission, which is just the final killing blow to the Witness. Imagine if like the winner were, imagine if we got like 3 different raids in a single year, all of which was to take out a piece of the winner, because he's just that
raids
powerful.
Is crazy.
All
just to take
the
out
equivalent
a
of
piece.
like Salvation's Edge. Copium, yeah. But I mean, like, you're talking about like what I would expect for the biggest, baddest. That would be the end. That would be the end of Destiny, right? Like this, we're talking about the biggest bad, the ultimate bad guy. You know what I'm coming from? Could we just run Max Salvation's Edge 2.0 and have us take on the winner and do like an Excision mission afterwards? Sure. I don't know, it's just a thought. Harry Potter crossover. Dude, what if winner has like some sort of Horcruxes and we gotta kill the Horcruxes and fight the Dementors? You know what I mean? I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just throwing it out there. Yo, you guys, y'all bringing up good points. What if the winner is not bad? Are you sure? How do you know? He's just like handing out powers that can. He likes killing. He like the act of killing is good for him. Winner sounds like a chill guy.
Yeah, go say hi to him.
The winner is just about survival of the fittest.
True. Could be.
That, or the winner is just all about fucking up the gardener or the gardener's creation. You know what I mean? What if the winner's goal is just to defile anything and everything the gardener touches? You know what I'm saying? It's just to balance what the gardener touches. Yeah, right. The traveler creates and lets the life flourish. The winner removes what is not deemed adequate. You guys don't think that's kind of a dick thing to do? You know what I mean? Imagine if something just showed up one day to Earth and was just like, you fuckers really, y'all don't really serve a purpose. Yeah, I got this guy here, Oryx. He's gonna wipe y'all out. I'll say you goodbyes. All right. The fuck you mean? You think that's a cool guy? You think that's a chill guy? We deserve it. What is wrong with y'all? We deserve to be snuffed out. What is this bullshit? Oh, this gets way further than just video games. What the fuck? The hell we do. I will fight to the bitter fucking end. That's some bullshit right there. That full of dummies. Everything is morally gray. Yeah, what's not morally gray is me wanting to continue breathing. All right? There's nothing morally gray about that one. And I'm saying, when we're showing up trying to say, hey, You fucks don't deserve to live. Fuck you, man. You're not breathing though. So I mean, this is exactly why you're no longer a mod here. You know what I'm coming from. You come in here with disinformation like that. Winner for president.
Winner.
Anytime the winner spoke to us, it was never at our guardian. What is that? What does that mean? But we don't deserve to live. We're talking about video games right now. Technically speaking, yes. We kind of go against the sword logic because we're a guardian, and we continually keep coming alive. Like, has anyone told Oryx that, by the way? Has anyone told Oryx, like, hey, so this guy you like that killed you, he kind of can come back to life as many times as he wants. So therefore, you probably shouldn't be that proud of him. You know what I mean? I don't know what Sabathun has really said other than, you know, his philosophy is shit. Technically, we can't because we die and our ghost will die. I just want the day where we can be offered some, either from the winnower or some entity. They look at us and they say, listen, you can continue life as you do now. But if you want to level up, if you want to go to that next level, if you want to ascend, turn around, grab your ghost, and crush it. And then that would introduce us to Destiny 3. There will be those that remain guardians, and those of us that fucked our ghosts.
That's
oh,
evil.
shit, yeah. You damn right.
That's evil.
It would cause all kinds of problems. Oh, I would. I would. Hardcore Destiny is born. I don't know. It could be, you know, we obtain, that's how we obtain whatever the next level of powers is. You need sacrifice. Nothing better to sacrifice than your ghost. You know what I mean? You can even, you know, you can even look at them and say, this is for Lightfall. Yes.
That's crazy.
So Warhammer 40K? Yeah, yeah. You just like the winner across? Yeah, yeah. I don't know, though. I don't think that's going to happen. For some reason, we're too, I don't know. We're just too hunky-dory. You know what I mean? Where's, I want some bad guardians, man. I want some, where's the people that are backstabbing, huh? Where's Lakshmi? That's why I like Lakshmi, man. Lakshmi was, you know, she always had a plan. She had a plan, a goal in the background. She was trying to political moves, trying to overthrow the tower. You know, she said, hey, you know what I mean? We can't be bringing these Elixni in here. We need to build a wall. And we need to make the Elixni pay for it. I mean, here's the thing. I'm not saying I'm glad Lakshmi got dealt with, but the point is, she added some flavor. We need some flavor. Everybody's too good around here. Lakshmi, yeah. The dude from the Thorn story. Yeah, that guy. Oh man. No, but for real though, I feel like Guardians, at least what's given to us narratively, are a little one-dimensional. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, where's the bad guy? Let's kill the bad guy. You know what I mean? Why hasn't a single Guardian been like, you know what? Let's just hear the bad guy out. You know? Hey man, what's your offer?
Ethos type.
You know? What you got? If I join you, what are your benefits? You know what I mean? You got dental? You know? I'm just saying, like, we don't get to hear out what the bad guys have to offer. And I just feel like, you know, who's the one who's in direct contact? Who's keeping us from these messages? Is it, you know, it sounds like some Vanguard bullshit. We do anything for loot. We don't care about good or bad. I need a raid with a Guardian final balls to give me Tolan. Dude, honestly though, if we could have like evil Guardians at some in the future, and dude, that would be so dope to me. It really would be like Space Marines. You know what I mean? Imagine like it won't be as badass. I mean, at this point, like no matter what, and I love the lore in this game, but fucking Space Marine lore is so badass. You know, the fact that the moment a single Space Marine starts to turn, and then just, you know, you have to shit on him immediately, or he's gonna just completely fuck your squad. You know, heresy, brother. You know what I mean? I wish we could get to that level. Evil Shahan. Badass, but way too fucking nerdy. You think Space Marines is fucking nerdy and we're running around casting spells in space inside of Destiny 2? What? You think this shit ain't nerdy? You think this shit is less nerdy than Space Marines? Have you seen a warlock throw a grenade? I'm offended. No, I think Space Marines is badass. Warlocks don't count. 40k in general is pretty nerdy, not necessarily Space Marines. I don't know, dude. I watched the episode. What was the episode on Amazon? Of Space Marines, and all I saw was just the most badass shit ever. Secret level. Oh yeah, the secret level episode. Oh, ain't nothing nerdy in that. That's just a beast being a fucking beast, man. You know, I would love something like that. You know what I mean? Inside of Destiny, absolutely. You know, you know, just come across a set of Guardians that are just killers. No talking, no nothing. Just fucking go in, just kill, baby. Just kill. Little, you know, hive or like, I'm sorry, please. No. No fucking prisoners. Ugly Weasel? Ugly Weasel with a 5 get the subs. Thank you so much.
Oh, man.
Fuck no. No, I didn't. And if you ask me that again, Ido, yeah. We're going to drop that percentage just a little bit lower right now. Align with the Drifter Vanguard? That was a little weak. Best Bungie could do is another Hive God story. A secret level episode of Eris' Crow's Fire Team? Oh, that shit would have been dark. I'm just saying, like, the lore in this game is actually, like, really dark. Some dark shit. You know? But I don't know, man. The story, I mean, Bungie's got to figure out how they're going to spin the story going into Frontiers. And it's not going to be an easy task. It really isn't. I will say, though, with us encountering, like, the rights of the Nine and stuff like that, like, that one's going to be interesting. I don't really know. I don't know what the hell the Nine want, guys. I do know that they didn't like Ahamkara. And they killed those fuckers. Which I think is kind of a bullshit move. Taking subclass because we're the new Taken King. Oh, Diesel, it's dude solo leveling so juice. Yeah. Every week, man, it's so much pain. I have to wait till the next week. The 9 is looking for booty. They're upset because they can never ride a dragon. We saved the eggs. They're mad now. I want to be able to take a husk and use it to bully the other husk and encounter one Sunner doctrine. And I'm telling you, dude, Destiny would reach. If you want to know like what would bring it to that next level, I don't know if it would ever happen, but if we ever get the ability to have a taken class, a taken subclass inside of Destiny, and we can go up to an enemy and literally take that enemy. Imagine like spending your super, your taken super, to take, but you could take a subjugator. Holy shit. I'd do it in a heartbeat. Or like a tormentor. Like, yeah, you spin your super. Make it a long countdown, like a long ass super to get. You take that subjugator. Like solo leveling. Yeah. And then you can name it. Oh, you can name it. Bob, fuck him up. Yeah, solo leveling. Yeah, I know. Take Rourke and start kicking people. That's like, that would be like a D3 thing. I don't think it's gonna happen, but it would be dope. It's oh my effing gosh. It's like necromancy hasn't existed before that shit. Anime and manga. Ninja, all I'm hearing from you is how you've been bitching out and not watching solo leveling. Let me tell you something. I've never seen necromancy or anything of the like until I watched solo leveling, which was last year for the first time. Matter of fact, whether it was video games, books, stories, movies, whatever, none of that shit existed until solo leveling came out last year.